Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to Shitu's Mathematics class. Before the commencement of today's lecture, for the viewers that have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do that. And do not forget to click on the subscribe button, hit on the bell to get the notifications anytime I drop my new videos. In this video today, we want to talk about construction of quadratic equation with given roots. So what we want to talk about is how do we construct quadratic equation when the roots are given. That's in the root of the particular equation are given. So as we all know that quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bs plus c equals to 0. This is the general form of quadratic equation. So if you have this equation like this, so this is the equation that is quadratic equation in terms of what? In terms of variable x. So therefore, the possible value of the variable x, the two possible values of variable x is called the roots. Here is either we have our solution or our roots to be in form x is equal to a or b, where a and b could be what? Could be any values. I get it now. So now in this video we want to be talking about how we can construct quadratic equation. Understand? So we will not be giving this. I get it. We will not be giving this, or we'll be giving this. So now how do we construct what? A quadratic equation giving only the roots of the what? Of the equation. Therefore, you'll be giving the equation, they will be giving the roots of the equation. Understand? Then you'll be looking for the what? For the quadratic equation. So that's what we want to be doing today. So now we have two methods we can use in constructing quadratic equation given two roots. So the first method is by using what? By using formula. So now using the formula, we can have the formula. S squared minus the sum of the roots. So I denote the sum of the roots to be alpha plus beta, then x plus alpha beta, that is the product of the root, equals to 0. So this is the equation we are going to be using. Are you getting it now? So now if they now ask us to construct a quadratic equation given, let's say given 11 over 2, understand, and what? And 5 over 2. So we are given the two possible values of what? The two possible values of the root of equation. So we have what? We have this. So we now want to construct the quadratic equation that possesses this or these two possible roots. So now to do that, now what we are going to do from the equation we have, I get this. So we are going to bring out alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta is what? It simply means sum of the roots, and alpha beta is what? Is product of the root. So therefore we are going to find sum of the roots and what? And product of the root. So now sum of the roots is alpha plus beta, then equals to, I have my root here, 11 over 2 plus 5 over 2. Are you getting it now? So now we are going to sum this one. You can see this is what? This is addition. What? Addition of fractions. So for the fact that we are having the same denominator, so you pick what you, that is, you have what? You have this giant divisor. Understand? I mean, let me say divisor. Then you have 11 plus what? Plus 5. Are you getting it now? So therefore you have your final answer to be what? 16 over 2. Yes. So now 11 plus 5 is 16 over 2. Then 16 over 2, the same thing as what? The same thing as what? 8. So we have what? We have the sum of the roots resulted to what? To 8. then you look for alpha beta. Alpha beta, that is the product of the roots. So we have 11 over 2 multiply. Product means what? Multiplication over what? Over 2. So here some students do have what's it called? They do mistake here by trying to get the LCM, you understand, in multiplication. So there's nothing need. You don't need of what? There's no need of taking the LCM, you understand. So the numerator we multiply the numerator, and the denominator we multiply the denominator. So now 11 times 5 we have 55, then 2 times 2 we have what? We have 4. Are you getting it now? So you can see that we have the product of the root to be 55 over 4. So now from there, you now come back to this equation we have here. You plugged in this and this. Are you getting it? Then you have your solution. So therefore, from the equation we have, so we're having x squared minus alpha plus beta, which is the sum of the root, which gives what? Which gives 8. If you put in 8x plus, now the alpha beta, which is the product of the root, which is 55 over 4. So we have 55 over 4 equals to 0. Can you see that we have resorted to what? To particular quadratic equation that is bearing these two roots. I don't know, maybe you are getting what I'm saying now. So now, if you like, you can leave your answer in this form, or you step further. I'm getting now. To step further here, it simply means you want to clear the fraction that is here. You want to clear the fraction. So now, to clear this fraction, definitely you need to multiply this equation that is throughout by what? By 4, so that this 4 will what? Will vanish, will go. So we have what? We have multiplying this by 4, we have 4s squared minus, because 4 times s squared will give us 4s squared, then 4 times 8s, we have what? We have 32x, because 4 times 8 is what? Is 32, then plus 55. We have over 4 here. Then if you multiply it by 4 here, definitely that 4 will go. Okay, let me show it out. So times 4, that's what I'm saying. Then this one, 0 times 4 will give us 0. So now by seeing that, we can see that this 4 we cancel this 4, so that 4 we have it. We have 55. I'm getting it now. So now by doing that, we have what? We have our equation to be 4s squared minus 32x plus 55 equals to 0. So that is that on how to construct a quadratic equation given roots. Now the second part, or the second method we can use, is, as we all know, that if you have your x, you have your you have this x minus a, x minus b equals to 0. So this could be either, because for this and this to be equals to 0, so it is either x minus a equals to 0 or x minus b equals to 0. So now therefore we can have our x equals to a or x equals to b. Are you getting it now? So which the down part here, understand, is telling us that the root of this equation is what? Is this. Are you getting it now? So now, and if you look at this, this is the same thing as we have here. Can you see? It's the same thing as we have here, that is roots and roots. That is, x is either 11 over 2 or 5 over 2. So now if you want to go with this, are you getting it now? So let's see. So now from here, you will be coming from down part here, are you getting it? Then going to the first part, we have this. Are you getting it now? So let's see what I'm saying. 11 over 2, you can say x equals to 11 over 2 or x equals to 5 over 2. Are you getting it? As we have it. So now, if you want to write it in this form, definitely this one can come to this side. We have x minus 11 over 2. Are you getting it? Equals to 0, or x minus 5 over 2 equals to 0. As we have, you can see we have jumped to this side now. Then lastly, we can write it in this form, that is x minus 1 over 2, 11 over 2 equals to x minus 5 over 2, which is equals to 0. Can you see? So we are now at this part here. So now let me clean this, so in order to avoid what? Distraction. So now from here, what's the next thing to do? You just try to open the bracket. So opening the bracket, what do we have? So you use this one to multiply this. So x multiplied by s, we have what? S squared. X multiplied by this one, we have minus 5x over 2. Are you getting it? This one times this, we have minus 11x over 2. Are you getting that? Then this times this, we have plus 11 times 11, we have 11 times 5, we have 55 over what? Over 4, which is equals to 0. Are you getting it now? So from here, what is the next thing to do? You can see that we take this LCM of the denominator. We have 2, we have 2, we have 4. So the LCM is 4. You multiply all through by 4. So 4 times this one, we have 4s squared. 4 times this one, that is minus 4, 5s over 2, minus 11 over 2, x times 4, or let me use brackets. Are you getting it now? Equals to 55 times 4, and equals to 0 times 4. So from there, what's the next thing to do? You can see that we have 4s squared. This one we cancel this one, that is 2 here 1, 2 here 2, minus 2 times, we mean 2 times 5x here. So what do we have? 2 times 5, you can see we have 2 here. 2 times 5s, we have what? We have 10s. So this one we have what? We have 10x. Are you getting it now? So now you can see 2 here 1, 2 here 2. 2 times 11s, we have what? We have minus 22x. Are you getting what I'm doing? And this one, we cancel this one here. We have plus 55 equals to 0 times 4 is what? Is 0. So now if you look at this, you'll see that there is something. If you want to collect the letter, you have minus 10s here, minus 22x here. So minus 10s, minus 22x, we have minus 32x. So therefore, I would like to change this one and write it like minus 32x. You can see that we have 4s squared, 32x plus 55 equal to 0. So you can see that it's still the same thing as what we have here. So these are the two ways you can construct quadratic equation given two roots. So now, if you have any question concerning what I just did, kindly hit on the comment box, ask for your question, and I'm there to give you the possible answer to your request. So I remain my humble self, Shitu. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to get the notifications of my video anytime you hit on that bell. Thanks.